What's up, y'all? We just finished up the August 2nd Elestrals Premier Webcam Tournament, and we managed to get 9th place. Not 8th. We did not make top cut, unfortunately, but we got 9th place. We bubbled out. Last second, we were 8th place for 5 minutes, and then last round ended, and then we unfortunately got 9th. But you know what? My goal for today was just to get top 16. I'm sorry, top 32. I just want those 20 qualifying points. That's all the boy wanted, was 20 qualifying points. But we ended up getting top 16, which is pretty cool. Got me another carry-off promo, so I'll take that. I decided to ask the age-old question: what would happen if somebody brought 6 galaxies to Premiere, or just put it in a deck? And I think we answered that question today. And the answer to the question is you get 9th place. So we'll go over the deck profile really quick, because nothing too crazy, but I do like it. I did have fun with the deck, even though for what it is, I did have fun with it. There are some changes I would make, but going forward, I will be making those changes, and then we'll see how it goes. But essentially what I wanted to do was use our 3 copies of Champ Galaxy, pair it with 3 copies of OG Galaxy. People forget about OG Galaxy. This card is still a threat. It is still good. It's still a 5. It's just Galaxy. I mean, we all know it's good. The main reason why I wanted to play Galaxy, because I really wanted to pair it with our 2 copies of New Station, because we know 5 is a great number. What's better than a 5? A 6. So obviously with Galaxy and New Station, Station's a permanent 6 until your Galaxy inevitably gets Gorgonsed, which happens a lot. I love New Station. This is my boy. This is my big boy Crab. But what I've learned today is that this card is pretty bad. It kind of sucks. I cited it out almost most games. So I think going forward, I will be taking it out. As much as I love having a 6 body on the field, it's just, when you don't have Galaxy, it's just a 1, and you have to expend to make it a 6. It becomes too expensive. And then if you're relying on Galaxy, it's a 2-card combo at that point, and I don't, it's just not that good. But that was the thought process, pairing the Galaxies with the Mu Station to get a 6 attacker. You know what else pairs really good with Champ Galaxy is our 3 copies of Astrabbits. Astrabbit obviously is Astrabbit. We got 2 copies of Peliquarius to search, 1 of our 6 copies of Galaxy, or a Mu Station if you wanted to. Spoiler alert, we never search for the Mu Station. So this is kind of like the core that I really wanted to try out. You know, get turn 1 Peliquarius into Champ Galaxy. Now you got a 4 and a 5 next turn. That's just it's a good solid play. Can't go wrong with that. Supporting cast, obviously my favorites, Triple Pig. Now unfortunately this was the tournament where the ruling for Champ Sorlet and Chrysor changed, where Chrysor needs to ascend with a wind. You gotta actually ascend with the wind. You can't have a wind on it then ascend with any other elements. It has to be a wind. That kind of sucks, I'll be honest. Now obviously that's the way it's worded. If you really look at it, that's how it's worded, but that's not how it was ruled previously. So that gave me a lot more flexibility with the Spirit deck. You could play less winds and still resolve Chrysor and Sorlet. That was great. Because you need an extra wind now, or because you need to use the wind to ascend the Chrysor, I almost feel like I have to play an extra wind. I was feeling that throughout the tournament. I'm on 3 wins right now, but I felt like I needed a 4th, because with 3, before the ruling change, with 3, you can still go Chrysor, you can still do a Peliquarius search, and you can still do Hurricane. Now with this change, for the most part, now you can't do all 3. You got to pick and choose. So I feel like I want to add a 4th win just to feel more comfortable. But you know, pigs are pigs. I love the pigs. Chrysor never lasts more than a turn, but you know, it's still good. And you know, beautiful Stellars. Ain't that beautiful? To continue out the Elestrals, we got 2 Spectrus. Spectrus, I put this in here for heal, for like half now mainly. I just think calf mail is really annoying. So I put the Spectruses in for calf mail and for opposing galaxies, OG galaxies. I know those are still running around, even though they're rare. They're still out there. Spectrus, honestly, again, not too impressed with Spec this tournament. It was cool. I did cast it a few times, but nothing crazy. I think this is more of a flex spot. You can take it out, leave it in, put in whatever you want. But I chose Spectrus. Moving on, last Celestial, we got our boss monster here, Arcolith. The goats, jump scare Arcolith. I love it. Just being able to enchant 3, swing for 4, stuff like that is great. I think I maybe cast Arcolith once this tournament, but you know, it won't be the game, so I like it. So yeah, those are the Elestrals. Moving on, just your basic Laurels, Earthquake. You just need your removal. Got the 1 Hurricane. Yeah, that's all very standard. Hurricane is great for the pigs. That's why you kind of kept it in there. Double Zeus. Again, Zeus is essentially a removal spell. You gotta play Zeus. Ambro, 3 Ambro, 2 Alter, 2 PTA, 3 Gorgons, 2 Tsunami, and 3 Shield. Nothing special. So those are the runes lined up. I think it's 20 Elestrals and 20 runes. So yeah, so there's that. Moving on to the Spirits deck. Like I said, we're on the 3 Lycaris. I do want to bump this up to 4 just because of that ruling change. 2 Tralis. We got the 1 Owling for Spectrus, 2 Tralis for Earthquake, obviously. We're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Zaptor, and then 7 Leviathan. This felt fine for me. Only time it didn't feel fine is when all I had was Moose Station. I had to keep on expending to keep myself alive. That's where the waters felt a little bit light. Otherwise, Spirit deck felt fine. Besides the 1 extra wind, I'd probably drop a Thunder for another wind or something like that. But yeah, Spirit deck. Side deck, I suck at siding. I don't know what I'm doing when I'm making side decks, but I will tell you, our side deck did come in clutch. I'm siding in 2 Toxion. This helped a lot for Frost matchups where they're essentially just killing themselves, and then I could just burn them for game, or time scenarios, or for this is good for Fire Nexus, believe it or not. Pandora's Box. This card was the MVP of the whole day. Pandora's Box legitimately won me games. People don't expect it. They think if you're not playing Bears, you're not going to be siding in Pandora's Box. But this card against Fire Artifacts, against Argo decks, I think every matchup I had was almost an Argo deck. This card won me at least 3 games. I P-boxed a Hermes, and that won me the game. So like, this card's great. Honestly, I might play 3. I love it. You got the 1 PTA. Just I don't know. The PTA is just there. We're playing. So this deck struggles with any big body Elestral. So we decided to put in 3 Boom Bats. Never sided these in because I never played anything big. I only played Fire Nexus, like fire artifacts, and like heal and solar. Like it was just a bunch of fire artifacts. I'm so tired of that deck, but that's what the Boom Bats are there for. We had 3 Spoiled Fruit. We played 3 Spoiled Fruit just because I don't even know. I'm bad at siding. I don't tell you guys. Spoiled Fruit's cool. I don't think it's whatever. You can drop that if you want. And then for the Stadium matchup, for any Stadium Wars, we played 2 Jolton, and then I played 1 copy of Atlantis and 1 copy of Mount Olympus. I did this because I don't really need a Stadium, but if I was playing a Stadium Wars, I'd pick the Stadium that was more applicable to the situation, because my only goal is to remove their Stadium. If I play Atlantis, if I'm seeing all my galaxies, or I could play Mount Olympus and have my Jolton become a 5, or if I'm setting in Toxion, it'll be a 5 as well. So that was kind of the thought process there. Never played any Stadium decks today. I was expecting, Frost or Mountain Laborious, but that literally never came up. So Jolton and my stadiums never came in. So yeah, that's the deck. Sextuple Galaxies, 6 whales, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I like the deck. I think the deck felt great. My losses were unfortunate, but you know, sometimes we misplay, sometimes things just don't go your way. So yeah, bubbled out of 9th, or bubbled out of top 8, but we live and we learn. Anyway guys, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.